Yeah, Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting work, always going wild. Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting work, always going wild. Best quarterbacks you ever heard. Get up, Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. They gon' get it in the zone. No matter how they try to fan, Darius Slay gon' get it in. That Patricia Ball Grant, making sure our players win. Got a dangerous offensive, they always bring the pain. Talking about that Ricky Wagner, can't forget about TJ Lane. Detroit Lions got it locked, Tim and Jim gon' let you know. This the Lions on the prowl. Come on, time to start the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lions on the Prowl, episode number 22. Preseason is here! I'm Jim.
And I'm Maniac Tim, and yes, preseason is here. We had our first preseason game in the books now, and man, there's a lot of questions.
A lot of things to talk about, which we will get to. Let's pay the bills first. Lions on the Prowl this week is brought to you by West Michigan Nutrition. They're located on 1705 Beacon Boulevard in Grand Haven, Michigan. Stop in and get a nutritious, delicious shake.
And an energizing tea bomb.
That is right. That is right. And if you go in there, tell them Tim and Jim sent you.
From Lions on the Prowl.
That's right. So this week, do you have any shout-outs?
Okay, Jeremy at work.
At work.
Yeah, Brian and Cole at work. Tori, Brian's wife.
At work.
Yep. And also, not the most important one for me is my wife, Sherry.
That's right. Okay, and mine are Patrick.
At work.
Sam.
At work.
I hate that because I usually do that to him. That's it. That's my thing. You know, whatever. And then Brian, who's a good friend.
Yep. And good friend of both of ours.
Both of ours. Kevin.
Your brother-in-law.
And Shelly.
Your sister.
My mom and dad.
Your mom and dad.
And most important one to me is Val, my wife, and she helps with the show quite a bit. She does a lot of the promotional work and a lot of the stuff in the Lions on the Prowl group and Twitter pages.
Yeah,
so,
and she's the lead lioness of our group.
The lead lioness, yes, yes, she is. So this week, we got to get into this game.
Yep.
We're going to start with...
First, we're going to get our Legend of the Week, right?
Oh, that's right. Legend of the Week. You know, I would have forgot that. So thanks, Tim. All right. Legend of the Week this week, Jason Hanson.
Number 4.
21-year career playing for the Lions. He was drafted in the second round, 56 overall, the 1992 NFL draft. He's out of Washington State University. No NFL player played as many games with the same team as Jason Hanson.
Wow.
327 games played with the Lions. I don't know if there's therapy that can help that.
But I mean, he was the Lions, leader. He, as far as for kickers and scoring at that time, because we didn't have an offense.
Yeah, true. True. On December 14th, 2008 should be ringing bells for people. Against the Indianapolis Colts, Jason Hanson passed Morton Anderson for the most 50-plus yard field goals in NFL history. So 2008, we go 0-16, and Jason Hanson sets records.
Wow.
So if there's anything positive from the 2008 season, the 0-16 season, it's Jason Hanson.
Right.
That's amazing that we were that bad, and yet he's that good.
Right.
Jason Hanson ended the 2008 NFL season 21 for 22 field goal attempts, including 8 from 50-plus yards and 25 for 26 on extra point attempts.
Wow.
He was named NFC Special Teams Player of the Month for September 2011 after kicking a perfect 8 out of 8 field goals, and it was 5th career Special Teams Player of the Month award.
Wow.
Jason Hanson is the all-time leading scorer for the Lions with 2,150 points, and in field goals with 495. And holds a variety of other team records for kicking and scoring. He represented the NFC in the Pro Bowl in 1998 and 1999 and was an alternate in 1997 and 2008. 2008.
Wow.
That's the only Pro Bowler we could get is an alternate. No, I don't know if Calvin made it that year. I don't think he did.
He was too new.
Stafford was 2009.
Mm-hmm.
He'd got drafted in, so he wasn't there. I think we had Dante Culpepper, if I
remember correctly. There was a lot of
quarterbacks. Orlovsky. Oh, God, that was an awful year.
Yeah, it was.
He's booted 17 game-winning field goals in his career, 8 in regulation and 9 in overtime. On April 4th, 2013, Jason Hanson announced his retirement, a sad day for all Lions fans.
Right.
I tell you the truth. Okay. At the time of his retirement, he was the oldest active player in the NFL and the last player to have played for the same team he played for prior to the advent of free agency.
Wow. Yeah.
So when free agency was invented, Hanson was still playing for us before it had been invented. So
right.
He was old as dinosaurs.
Yep. And he was a good one. You know, he really earned that spot.
He was awesome.
Year after year after year. You know, it was.
We never had to worry about the kicker position.
Right.
Just never had to worry.
Right.
He didn't. To me, he didn't have the biggest leg though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Eddie Murray had a really good leg.
Yeah.
But he did kickoffs too.
Yeah, he did.
In his later years, I think it was it somebody else did the kicking, I think, kickoffs and stuff for him, if I remember right.
I think later, yeah.
But anyway, he was a good kicker.
Place kicker, yeah.
Place kicker.
Yep.
I can't speak English today. I don't know what it is. It's just something.
Try Japanese.
I can't do
that. No, okay.
French, maybe.
Okay.
He was the last active player to play at Milwaukee County Stadium.
Yeah.
Who was named 2002 recipient of this is the longest award ever. Okay. Detroit Lions, Detroit Sports Broadcasters Association, Pro Football Writers Association Media Friendly Good Guy Award.
Hey, he's
a good guy. If there's a trophy for that, there has to be one heck of a spot for that name.
Right. You know, there's that big old plaque, you know.
It gotta be. It has to be because the name takes up like all those characters.
Maybe they just abbreviated some of the words,
you
know.
Have to. Yeah. Wow, that's amazingly long. It's given yearly to the Detroit Lions player who shows consideration to cooperation with the media at all times during the course of the season. Now that award is probably the Purple Heart Award of football.
Right, because we all know how the media is
didn't get along with them very well.
The media is not a friend. I remember way back in Wayne Fonzie said, "Yeah, you got the criticism of the media."
Yeah,
you know,
in Detroit. It's changed over the years, but still, it's a negative connotation a lot of times.
Right,
and the guys just got to report on what they see. They're just doing their job, but still, you know.
Yeah.
Lions inducted him into the Ring of Honor. No, he's not going to wrestling. In fall of 2013 at Ford Field for his success and dedication to the Lions football. He holds the record for the most field goals of 40 or more yards at 189. Wow. Holds the record for the most consecutive field goals of 40 yards or more at 24, 2007 to 2009. Became the second player in league history to score 200-plus points against 3 different teams. But, of course, that was the Packers, Bears, and Vikings because he played them twice every year. On December 18, 2011, he became the first player in NFL history to score 2,000 points with one franchise. He was amazing.
Yeah, he was. And he was missed when he retired, you know?
He was, because it took us a while to find a new place kicker.
Right.
I remember that because we were going through all these horrible place kickers.
Yeah.
And once we signed Prater, I had said at the day we signed him, I said, and you were there.
You told.
I said, nope, we're done. We have our place kicker. He will be our guy. This is the guy.
Then what happened, Jim?
And then he missed a couple of field goals like his first game.
Oh, my God.
And then everybody's questioning if he's the right guy. And I'm like, nope, calm down. He's the right guy.
Right.
And he is.
Yeah.
Interesting thing, Eddie Murray wore number 3.
Right. Who was before Jason Hanson.
Jason Hanson wore number 4.
Right.
And now Matt Prater wears number 5.
Right.
Oh, that's weird.
So, Lions, one Prater.
I think our punter wears number 6.
Yeah, he does. But once Prater retires, though, you got to go ahead and give your next kicker number 6 right off the bat.
You can't because Sam Martin's got 6.
Well, maybe Sam Martin will be retired by the time Prater is.
I don't think so. He's pretty young.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay. Right. Preseason football. Let's get into it. Lions Raiders. Lions lose this game. But who cares?
Right. It's just
16-10, they lose the game. One thing I'm going to tell everybody, once we break this game down, you won't feel as bad about it.
Right.
We're going to try to help you out here because anybody who watched that game probably had their head in their hands looking like, what the heck am I watching?
Yep. And you wasn't watching the A-team.
No.
You know, you were watching evaluation of talent.
No, Mr. T didn't show up in that game.
No. I think he was kind of drugged, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going to go on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're derailing real quickly here. No, okay. No Stafford.
Right.
If Stafford gets injured, we know right now we're screwed, but we knew that before.
Yeah, but we really
didn't learn anything new there.
We really found out for sure that Matt Castle is not Matt Stafford.
Right. First name's the only similarity there. Right. That's it.
Yep.
Jake Rudock, 12 for 19, 84 yards. Matt Castle, 10 for 18, 81 yards.
Yeah.
So, guess Rudock's better by... I don't know, a little bit. Yeah, it's just they both suck.
Yeah, they both were not highlighted. Did not excite us any.
No. Running game looked decent.
Oh yeah,
I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Decker only played 3 snaps.
Wow.
So I want to let everybody know because a lot of people didn't know that Robinson got most of the snaps at tackle, and then Crosby. It wasn't our number one offensive line.
Right.
Because Joe Dahl replaced T.J. Lang. T.J. Lang didn't even play.
Yep.
And Taylor Decker only played 3 snaps.
Yep.
So that is not the offensive line that we're normally going to have. We didn't have Matthew Stafford.
Right.
Marvin Jones didn't even get 1 target. Golden Tate had 1 pass. He was out after 4 snaps. He looks like he has a knee injury. It's something to watch. Yep. I don't think it's going to be anything serious. But he kind of pulled himself out. He got hit in the knee and kind of grabbed his knee as he was going off the field. Didn't come back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's anything more than precautionary, but it's something to watch. Anything else evaluating the offense?
The offense, of course, running back, Kerryon Johnson. I think he
did great.
He just really showed a glimpse of what he's capable of becoming. I think
that's true.
And
and I've been hard on him.
Yep, and not to let go of Ameer Abdullah. I mean, is he healthy now? Is he going to really step up? I mean, he did this game. He showed a lot.
He did show a lot. He had a Liz Frank injury.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, that is a dislocation of the bones in the foot, primarily between the digits of the foot and the rest of the base of the bone of the foot. If that happens and those are dislocated, it is incredible pain, number one. Number two, he had to have surgery to get it fixed. He missed 14 games with that injury. My personal belief is he is finally healthy.
Right.
He said he was healthy last year, but looking at it, a lot of times when he would cut, he would either slip or he would fall a little bit. I don't think it was 100% healed. He looked different.
Yeah.
And a lot of you said earlier,
right,
you thought because it's his contract year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think it's because he's 100%.
Yeah.
He had a neck injury in 2017 as well. So, and the shoulder that he got fixed, torn labrum. I actually have that myself. It's a painful injury. So he's coming back from a lot of different things, and he looked good.
Oh yeah, he did.
Here's the problem: this is his last year in Detroit.
Right. So where do we go from here?
I'm going to say this, and I'll get ridiculed for it, of course, but I say we sign him to an extension.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay.
Because now he's going to be cheap.
Yep.
He's not proven himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a better running back than we think he's going to be. He's only 26 years old.
Okay, so what about Kerryon? What are we looking at with him versus, are they going to be working together, or do you think that it's going to be?
I envision the New Orleans scenario where they've got Kamara and they got all these different running back by committee thing. We got LeGarrette Blount, but he's here for a year.
Right.
We don't know if he's going to resign.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if he's going to retire. He's getting older.
And he has LeGarrette Blount is basically there for a certain role too.
Right.
Kerryon
Johnson's a bigger back, but he does have speed. He can block. He can do it all.
Right.
And I've been tough on Kerryon Johnson.
Yes, you have.
I did see that speed that I saw in 2016.
Okay, cool.
It could be just that in 2017 he had that injury, and that could be the reason that he looked slow to me and didn't look very good. His vision is really good. Outside of one play where I thought he could have cut it outside and got a first down rather than running the way he did, but it's preseason, whatever. Yeah. He does get a long run called back.
Right.
He looked really winded on that play. Yeah. That kind of bothered me a bit. But if you have a healthy Ameer Abdullah and Kerryon Johnson in the backfield, and Kerryon's on his rookie deal,
right,
which he's cheap,
and
you can get Ameer Abdullah for cheap because he hasn't done anything.
Right. Yeah, that's true. He hasn't proven himself, but was he recovering from an injury? And does he give the Lions a chance?
That's the part I don't think is going to happen.
Right.
I think he's burned. I think he wants out.
Right.
I mean, I would. You go ahead and you sign LeGarrette Blount. You go ahead and draft a running back, and you trade up to draft him.
But yet he didn't play like he wanted now. He played like he wanted a part of the team.
He played like he's wanting to play.
Right.
Maybe not necessarily for this team.
Right.
But it could be an audition.
Yeah.
Now, Ameer Abdullah looked really good like he used to in college.
Mm-hmm.
I remember on this show we said that Ameer Abdullah's college tape looked better than any of the ones coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
He looked really good. Arizona wanted him really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I bring this up because Geis just went down from the Washington Redskins.
Right.
If there's a chance to trade him at this point and get anything out of him, that might be okay too. But if we could sign him to an extension, we could have two running backs for the foreseeable future.
We could.
That could be really good, and we could keep them fresh all the time and cheap.
Yeah.
Which we're not paying a whole lot for that position, and yet it's solid.
Right.
I don't know what you guys think out there about signing Abdullah to a long-term deal, but not long-term. Let's give him a 3-year extension.
Right.
Something like that. 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Why not? We're not going to spend a whole lot to do it. And he might even free up some space this year, even though he's really – no, I don't think it will. He's really cheap this year.
Right. Well, shoot, let's go for it. Why give up somebody who can go ahead and produce like that? And,
right.
If he can, we've got a fresh Ameer Abdullah, and then we put in a fresh Kerryon Johnson, and then we have LeGarrette Blount too.
Oh,
Holy
wow. Cow.
Yep.
And you forgot about Theo Riddick, who didn't even play this game.
Yep.
I think there's an injury there.
Yep.
So, he was held out of practice a day, and now, he's out again. But there's another scenario out there.
Okay.
Let's address this one really quick. Khalil Mack plays linebacker. He was the Defensive Player of the Year last year for the Oakland Raiders. Apparently he's on the trade block, but now their coach
right.
said he wants to get him back in the fold and all this stuff, but they didn't want to pay him the money.
Right.
And he's holding out and was apparently on the trade block for a little bit. A lot of people in Detroit, a lot of beat writers, a lot of the people around Detroit said, let's go get him. Get Khalil Mack.
But what will it cost, Jim?
A lot.
Wow.
I've heard 3 first-round picks.
Oh, God. To me, that seems awful expensive. Is he worth and
my package deal, if I were to do this, you'd have to give up a number 1.
Okay.
Which really sucks.
Yeah.
But I'd give up a 2020 number 1.
All right.
Not next year's because we don't even have a 3rd.
Right.
So we don't have a 2nd and a 4th unless we swung some more deals. Golden Tate.
All right.
And Ameer Abdullah.
Wow. It could happen.
But do we want it to happen?
I don't know, to tell you the truth.
Golden Tate, I've said it here last week. I'm going to say it again. He will not get an extension in Detroit. He will be out of Detroit after this year.
Mm-hmm.
He'll either get traded at the deadline or he's going to be out and we're going to get nothing for him. But just telling you how I think this is going to go. Ameer Abdullah, they probably won't listen to me, and they probably won't re-sign him.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 people on the last year of their deal.
Right.
Giving those guys up wouldn't be that big of a deal if you look at it that way.
And you also got Ziggy Ansah, too.
Yeah, you could throw Ziggy in there, too. It gives us some cap space, but I don't think they would want. But they could want him because of pass rush. Pass rush. They only have Marshawn Lynch as a running back, so they need running backs.
Yeah.
And they could use Golden Tate in the wide receiver position, too.
Right.
I mean, those 3 players could really do, could sway it. But Khalil Mack's 27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't come out of college right away. He went all 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So he's older.
Yeah.
I mean, does he have 4 good years left? That's good. Excuse me. Especially for this defense, it's good. And he's very good in this type of a defense. And he would bring the instant pass rush this defense needs.
Right.
But is it worth it?
Yeah. And how many touchdowns will it take away from us? Because we know how, we know how Tate does.
We do.
And what we've seen, a healthy Ameer, Abdullah, I mean, shoot.
But we do have LeGarrette Blount and Kerryon Johnson and Theo Riddick.
We do.
So it was almost the plan to get rid of Abdullah anyway, and here you bring the defensive player of the year to a defense that desperately needs a pass rush.
Wow.
For a guy you're not going to have at the end of the year and another guy that you plan to get rid of anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does make sense. You got a
first-round pick in there, which really bothers me.
Right.
But if that first-round pick was going to be addressing the defense, you just did that.
Right.
Instantly with some guy that's a proven NFL player and can do it at this level rather than somebody who's a draft pick and we don't know.
Right.
So we'll leave it up to you guys out there. We had a poll question out earlier about this game. We'll get to that later, but probably put a poll question up in the Lions on the Prowl group about would you want to trade for Khalil Mack given what it takes to get him.
Right. Yep. Everything has its price, and is a price worth it? Will Khalil Mack bring, will it be that much of a difference maker as far as for what we lose?
I think it would be. I think it would be.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd have to find a slot receiver then.
That's true.
And what you have is a lot, 2 deep threats is what you have. You need the guy that goes over the middle like Golden Tate does. That's why I want him to get an extension.
Yeah.
Because I think that he could still play a few years, and I think he's very good.
Yeah.
At what he does, he's very good.
And he's dedicated to the line. He dedicated to whoever he's signed to, and he's proven that he didn't try to sell himself to another team.
Right.
So I would like to see him resign.
I do too.
Tate,
So we'll talk a little bit. Man, I'm losing my voice. I'm so sorry, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about the defense, which looked terrible.
Yeah.
In most people's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it wasn't that bad.
Right. Yeah, if you look at who all was starting and who all was out,
Well, Ezekiel Ansah doesn't play this game.
Yep.
Glover Quinn doesn't play much.
Yep.
You've got to look at this like, okay, it's just preseason, whatever.
Right.
You really have to look at it that way because
if
it's just not a good judge of what's going to happen. Nevin Lawson doesn't even play.
Mm-hmm.
He was held out. So that's either your number 2, number 3 corner, whichever you're going to. Ashawn Robinson did play a lot. He played 30 snaps. But Sylvester Williams, starting defensive tackle, only plays 12 snaps.
Right.
And so your starting middle linebacker, Gerard Davis, only plays 12 snaps. Killebrew plays 7. Kennard only plays 12. Christian Jones plays 16, which isn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But Jalen Reeves-Maben plays 28 snaps and leads the way in the linebacking core. Defensively, cornerbacks, Quandre Diggs, they put him as a corner. He only played 12 snaps. Slay only plays 12. Nevin Lawson didn't even play. Shed got a lot of time. He had 49 snaps. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And 14 on the special teams.
Yep.
So he had a lot.
Mm-hmm.
At safety, Roland Milligan played a lot, and he sucked. I think they should have cut him at halftime.
I agree.
I'm not
Jim.
even kidding. He was awful. I mean, every time they would run over the middle with a running back, they would take the running back, put him over the middle, and throw a pass. This guy was nowhere near him. It's awful. Tracy Walker got 24. Charles Washington played a good game. 28 snaps. Glover Quinn only had 12. Tavon Wilson only had 7.
Wow.
He only played on 7 plays. So it's like, the defense really didn't have their players out there. But even if they did, think about this. They only gave up 1 touchdown.
True.
The Matt Patricia, Ben Bedope break defense tightens up around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it does.
And it worked. They held them to field goals for the most part, except for that 1 touchdown.
Yep.
And if Stafford's in there, all things being equal, which they're not in this game, I totally understand that. But if the team only scores 16 points against us, we better be able to score 21.
Right. Because, they had their number 1 starting quarterback out there.
And number 2.
Yeah.
I think he only did a series. But,
right.
And Connor Cook's better than, at least even we made him look better than our fiasco of backup.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. They one of the things I do think they got to address is a better backup quarterback, but it's
I gotta agree. I gotta agree. I don't think that they did a good job with either of these guys. These guys both really suck.
Right.
Sorry, they do.
You need somebody that can come in and Stafford's known as being the tough guy to not, he's in there week in, week out and stuff like that. And that's great accolades to him. But, he is human, and we need somebody that, look what happened with Aaron Rodgers when he went down.
If he goes down, we're 6-10.
Right.
If that.
Yeah. And that's being generous.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Matt Castle's leading us nowhere.
No. And
Jake Rudock's leading us nowhere.
No.
Neither one of those guys are doing anything for us.
And we all know that the Lions have not been, quick as far as if somebody goes down to go ahead and bring somebody else in that may be out there.
We're just hoping that they can learn to hold a clipboard.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure they can do that. I'm just kidding. But they're bad.
Right.
They're bad. They're garbage. Sorry. And no offense to anybody, but they're just garbage.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. So, highlights of the game for me, Kerryon Johnson was a highlight.
Yep.
He got 7 carries for 34 yards. And he had one big run called back for a holding call, which was on Robinson.
Yep.
Again.
Yeah.
So, he's going to be decent. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to – he was playing against 2s and 3s, so who knows – if that had something to do with it or what. Ameer Abdullah gets 4 carries for 16 yards. But what I want to focus on is the averages. LeGarrette Blount gets 5 for 21 yards. The average for Kerryon Johnson is 4.9 yards, and they took out that long run.
Wow. So
almost 5 yards a carry for Kerryon Johnson.
Yep, that's great.
4 yards a carry for Abdullah. 4.2 yards a carry for Blount. Zach Zenner can go home.
Yeah. Bye.
I know he runs north and south. I know he seems to get yards and whatever, but he is not. With the other running backs we have, he shouldn't make the team.
Yep.
He just shouldn't. Surprises? I guess Hakeem Valles.
Yeah.
Not really sure. 2 receptions for 26 yards, and he looked good out there.
Yeah, he did.
Luke Wilson got 1 sort of drop. That's it. And he was done.
Yeah.
Didn't get much of a look at him. So Brandon Powell looked good.
Yeah, he did.
5 receptions, 34 yards, 6.8 average. Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah.
4 catches for 33 yards. That nice screenplay that was set up. It was a very nice play.
So see, you don't only have, well, actually both of our running backs, as far as Ameer, he's good at catching too.
Yards,
so, you got
Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah. So you have Kerryon Johnson and Ameer that both are good at catching too. So shoot.
I know, and it's a double threat.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
And then you got LeGarrette Blount too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you've got a good running game.
Yeah.
if Stafford's in there and you do play action, people are going to have to come up.
Yeah.
They haven't had to do that with him in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And remember when Javid Best was here and the good Reggie Bush, not the bad Reggie Bush that we got at the end, but the good Reggie Bush, we're unbeatable.
Exactly.
We were 5-0 with Javid Best, and we were beating San Francisco and Chicago when they were better.
Right.
I mean, just whooped them.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I think maybe we lost to San Francisco.
We did.
That year.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because that was when Stafford went ahead and hurt his
hand or whatever. Yeah. And the seasons run together after a while.
And I think that Javid Best was hurt that game too.
Yeah, that was the game he got hurt before.
Yeah.
We were 5-0 before that game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
But when he has a good running game, that offense really moves.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
So let's see, in the regular season, let's see how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this game, I don't care.
I don't either.
It doesn't make a difference.
Yep. And, I don't care about preseason games. I just want to see them. As a Lions fan, I want to see them win every game, preseason or not. But I want to see what's going to be the best for us in the regular season. And that's what we're doing. We're seeing who's going to step up and who's going to make, who's going to be there.
Yeah, who's going to be part of the 53-man roster. That's what we're looking at right now. And he's looking at the backup quarterbacks and looking at different people. And that's fine. But this game doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of things in this game that I took from it that were positives.
Right.
A couple of things that were negatives. We need to fix the run defense.
Oh, yeah?
It looked bad.
It sure did.
But, I don't think we got superstars on the defensive line.
Right.
That's our problem. And a lot of our linebackers only played like a couple series.
And how much of the secrets, for lack of a better term, how much of Matt Patricia's secrets did he keep out that he didn't want the other teams to see?
Oh, yeah, it was a vanilla defense.
Yeah.
It was a 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
I think we played a 3-4, but it wasn't until the third quarter that we actually did it. He didn't want to show anything. No real exotic blitzes or anything. Funny thing, though, that I've heard this said a couple other times where they said that Barrett was the only one that got to the quarterback and hit him. Well, that's not true.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Rewatching it, I watched and saw Kennard go and hit the quarterback's hand where he threw up the duck that should have been caught by Glover Quinn, and he botched that.
Right.
Didn't get the interception. But that is some of what you might see this year.
Yep.
Because the coverage is good, that we may have more coverage sacks than we normally do.
Right.
They don't have to be excellent pass rushers, but one of the times Connor Cook had time to go order McDonald's and eat it and then just sit back there or get a pizza. I mean, it was awful. He just stood there and just stood there and stood there, and we did nothing, when there was no pass rush whatsoever. And I don't think you can have that. But I don't think this is terrible. I just don't. There's some things that need to be worked on and things that need to be fixed. In every game, that's going to be that way. But you're not playing the number ones for the most part anyway.
Nope.
So, and we played against Oakland. They have a very good offensive line.
Yeah.
And maybe that showed too.
Yeah.
But this game doesn't mean anything.
Nope.
Patience, folks.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. The game was garbage, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
No Stafford, nobody important. Slay was there for a little while.
Right.
Made a good play. But for the most part, it was just, I liked the running game in this game. That's about it. Oh, one more thing that I really, really liked in this game. Matt Patricia.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Patricia is probably the smartest head coach we've had in a long time.
Long time. Yeah.
And I'm going to say this because the reason is when he threw the challenge flag, it was a third down play.
Yep.
They said it was a catch. It wasn't a catch. We saw it, but they went up and tried to snap the ball real quick, but their offensive lineman didn't set correctly. False start.
Right.
A false start means that play doesn't count. Matt Patricia had the wherewithal to throw the challenge flag after that play was completed.
Right.
Most coaches that we had would never think to do that because they snap the ball. It's another play. Well, actually, it don't count. And Patricia knew that. He changed the game for us in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
He made it, instead of them having a first down, a fresh set of downs, and marching down the field, they had to punt because of the smarts of our coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've been able to say that a lot before. Hey, our coach was so smart. And I'm like, I haven't seen that very much.
Unfortunately, we've seen the opposite, where either flag should have been, a challenge flag should have been thrown, or one was throwing.
Like the Seattle game where it's batted out of bounds. Maybe they should have challenged that if they could have.
Right.
The other ones were, let's take the wind in overtime. I mean, there's just so many stupid. Jim Schwartz on Thanksgiving Day. He threw the challenge flag and wasn't supposed to. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of botches and gaffes by the stupid coaches that we've had, but Patricia showed some intelligence.
Yeah, he did.
And if we want to hide, plays or players or people marking things, just sit Matt Patricia in front of that dude is huge. That guy's the biggest coach I think we've ever had.
Yeah. Well,
he takes up two coaches.
He's probably showing players that need to gain a little bit of weight how to do it.
Defensive coordinator looks like a crypt keeper, but oh, sorry, that dude looks old as hell.
Well, he's just kind of like, sorry guy, but he's just kind of like a puppet. I know. I mean, we all know
he was his coach.
Yeah.
A long time ago, and gave him an opportunity.
Right.
So I think he's just doing that back.
Mm-hmm.
But
Patricia's overseeing.
I think he's overseeing both sides of the ball, which I hope so, because Jim Bob Cooter needs it too. I'm Jim Bob Cooter. I'm here to run y'all's offense. I don't know. I just think that every time I hear that name, that's what I think. Mayberry.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to put our team down. That's not what I'm trying to do. But my God, I looked at that dude on Pasquale, and I'm like, holy God, we hired the crypt keeper. Dude's one step away from being the mummy. I mean, just kidding. That's terrible. I probably shouldn't say stuff like that.
Oh, boy.
Matt Patricia looked bigger than any coach I've ever seen that we've ever had.
Hopefully they gave him a EKG before they signed.
Something that blocks out the sun for players in the back. I mean, that could be a good thing.
No, I'm talking about the crypt keeper. Hopefully
him? I don't know.
They gave him an EKG.
Hope his heart still works. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Anyway, we are so far off the beaten path right now, but that's okay because that's what we do here. But that was really good that he did that.
Yeah.
I think Ameer Abdullah, I think he has a career somewhere. Is it here? I don't know that. I think they should try to re-sign him before the season's over.
Okay.
I know that sounds crazy, but you could save a lot of money and get a quality running back to spell Kerryon Johnson and LeGarrette Blount and have a triple threat.
Yeah. Now as much as we have, as easy as it is to make fun of Kerryon Johnson's name, but you figure he's a ball carrier and his name is Kerryon.
Yeah, bags. Carry on my wayward son,
I mean,
Johnson.
Basically it's in his blood to be carrying that football because he carry on right on to those touchdowns. And
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been critical.
I know, yeah.
I have been. And what I saw against 2s and 3s. I'd like to see it against the 1s.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying. But he has burst. He has good vision. He's quicker than I thought he was. And guy's a beast. He really is.
And, maybe he was, like in last year's college films, he was coming from that injury, and maybe he was at the same point in college what Ameer was in pro, as far as for the healing process.
Yeah, I think that could be. Yeah, that's a possibility that when I looked at the 2017 highlight package and I was not impressed.
Right.
I'm like, God, this dude's slow.
Yeah.
And then I looked at 2016. I'm like, wow, he's actually really dynamic, but you don't see that in 2017 as much.
Yep. And I know our Kevin Frentner, he really agrees with me too as far as on how he's going to.
I'm coming around a little bit, but I'm still not sold.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to have a hole to run through first.
Yeah.
I thought Ragnow played a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't gone back and looked at every snap he
Right.
played, but he looked good out there from what I have seen. Crosby, the 5th round pick, they paired him with Ragnow a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I thought he did okay.
Right.
He had a lot of holding calls or stuff like that. So it's a little bit more of a project for him. I didn't like his footwork.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think I project him out to be right tackle later anyway.
Yeah.
I think he might be the replacement for Ricky Wagner if he gets too old or whatever. But see how that goes.
Yeah.
But it's exhibition. It's preseason. It's not
getting your team set for what, finding who you want,
exactly,
and evaluating talent. That's what preseason's for. Who are we going to cut? Who are we going to keep?
Yeah. So patience, people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word of the day, patience.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into a situation where you're, oh my God, our defense is terrible. Yeah. You know what? You weren't even playing a lot of the guys for a very long time in this game.
And some none at all.
Yeah, some not at all. Offensively, we didn't play hardly anybody that was, for very long at all.
So you did need to see, because you did need to see Ameer. You needed to see him because of his problems he had in the last couple of seasons.
Right.
Dwayne
Johnson inactive. Not Dwayne Johnson. That's The Rock.
Finally, The Rock has come to Detroit. Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. Dwayne Washington was inactive. Didn't play. I don't know what we read into that.
I don't know.
He has special teams value. He returns the ball. But Ameer Abdullah was doing all the kick returning, pretty much. Which, I don't know.
Right.
Mixed reviews on that so far. But Tease Tabor played a lot.
Yeah.
He played okay, but I still think his speed is something that's gonna get him in the end. I don't think he's fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe to cover somebody short, in short crossing routes or something different. Maybe that's what the vision they have for him. But to be the second guy, I don't think that's going to happen.
And sadly, that's one thing you cannot teach is speed.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's true. Conditioning-wise, I'm not sure about that because it looked like Kerryon Johnson got winded on that run. It looked like he gassed out or he would have had a touchdown.
Yeah.
And maybe he knew there was holding on the play. I don't know. I mean, it just looked like he was like at the end, I don't know.
Right. But, when it's a real game, when it counts, is he going to put more, is he going to put that more into it? Or, and like you said, maybe it was...
I don't know. I mean, do you put less into it because it's preseason? I don't think football players are built that way. I just don't.
Well,
I know if I played a game, I'm playing 100% no matter what it is. A street game, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm playing 100%. I'm not going to, because that's what you do when you play sports.
But, in order to think about it, too, is you also think of the Pro Bowl. That's known as not being such a great game because...
That's trying to limit injuries, though. Yeah, you might be right, though. I mean, maybe they can turn it off and on. It looks like they can for that game because that game sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Just absolutely sucks. They've tried to do different things with that, but they've never succeeded.
When you can't bring people to the paradise of Hawaii...
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think they've changed it from Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Though. Yeah, they did. But, the reason they had it in Hawaii for a long time was because they thought, okay, you bring these teams into, these players into the paradise to play,
Right. And then they don't play very good. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up pretty much for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. We got another preseason game coming up 7 p.m. Friday night against the New York Giants. They're also going to be doing practices with them just like they did with the Raiders during the week. So should have a special report on that game coming up next week. So if you could, please follow us on iHeartRadio. Subscribe to us on iTunes and Spotify. We're on there too. And we just want you to have a great week, and we'll see you back here next week.
Yep. All right.